stop laughing. I'm Dr. Stacia Alexander, and we are here for August Accountability, and we are now in the Self-Care Quadrant. Yes. Right. The wonderful thing about the ladies this year, they can all speak on any of the quadrants that we have. I promise you they can fit into any different one. So you can imagine the difficulty I had in trying to say, you're going to do this, and you're going to do that, and you're going to do this. So I appreciate your patience as they, basically, you guys have shared in each of the quadrants, and it's been wonderful. So we are now ready for Miss Amiya Cleveland, the illustrious owner of Studio 21 Salon in Grand Prairie, Texas. Yes. Off of Mayfield, next to the huge IKEA that's coming up. Look at her. She's thankful for the IKEA. The rest of us are like, ugh. Yeah. It's so huge. Yeah. But I can imagine the traffic it's going to bring to your salon. So, will you just tell us, how did you go from real estate to beauty?
Well, I've always been interested in beauty, but working in the corporate world, it was not for me. I was there and I did a great job. I was working in corporate since I was 14 years old, doing what I had to do to make it. But everybody always would ask me, like, you're doing a really good job, but what are you doing here? Because I was always doing something that was creative and different, and they would see me and they're like, what are you doing here? And that was the constant theme. But not only did they notice that I wasn't supposed to be there, I really was killing myself on the inside, continuing to do something that I was completely unhappy doing. But I was excellent at it. I knew how to play the role. I knew how to get the money. I knew how to play the part. So that's what I did to take care of my family. But I always had plans, and everywhere I went, I always had the plan in my head that as soon as I am able, as soon as they pay me enough, as soon as I get to the level to where they will pay me enough, I'm going to get that money and I'm going to leave. And that's what I did. As soon as I got enough money together to say, I'm going to jump, and then after this, I may not have everything that I'm used to having, but I'm willing to do it because I don't want to do this anymore. So I was in real estate, I was in management, I was making great money. I worked with all the executives. I was in a lot of those closed door meetings that she was speaking of. So I know that it's true. A lot of decisions are made behind those closed doors. But because I am so, I guess I'm an empath like Stacia is. She really is, y'all, like for real. So so I feel for people. And that was hard working in a corporate environment and feeling for people, because that kind of doesn't go together. You can't feel for the people and also be a corporate type person. So I never fit in. So as soon as I got the opportunity, I just jumped and I hit the rocks, and I didn't care. I'm out.
What they've been able to do, what is it, 3 years of operation now?
Well, we've been operating for 2 full years, and we had the building for 3 years.
Okay.
The first year was spent in pure construction because we didn't get any loans or anything like that. We just went straight in with everything that we had in our pockets, and we worked and earned and built. And so it took a whole year, and then 2 years we've been operational.
And if you Google them, you will see they do some amazing work. So it's really good. In your work, you not only do you work with a lot of women, you work with a lot of men too. You wouldn't believe how many men were.
Yeah.
And
a lot of men too.
Yeah. What do you think are some of the recurring themes as it concerns the importance of self-care with people by the time they come to you?
Well, by the time I get people in my chair, they're usually late 20s, early 30s. Sometimes I'll get some teenagers for prom, but most of the time, the people that actually speak to me about what's going on, they are in that age range. And I've been doing makeup for 7 years now. And the one thing that I have noticed is the difference between the younger kids that I may see and the older people. So imagine like when you were 2 years old and someone came to you and said, oh, you look so pretty today. Yes, I am pretty. And they say like, well, I love your hair. Yes, my hair is wonderful. Like they don't need any validation from you at all. They know that they are pretty, they are good, and they're good. But everybody, it seems like the older that we get and the longer and further along in this journey we get, we need so much validation from others that we take the and I'm going to explain this really quick, the difference between a first-person experience and a secondary experience. So the first experience is like, I'm speaking to you right now. You're looking at me, I'm hearing you, this information's going directly to you. However, if you hear something or read something, or somebody has an observation of you and they tell it to you, at night, when you actually rest and go to sleep, in your dreams, you process all that stuff and you categorize it as if it was your own experience. So, you're ugly. No, that is not a pretty dress. No, you stink. And it may not even be true. But when you go to sleep at night, you will categorize those things into your experience, unless you have that confidence of a 2-year-old. You're so silly. You know, but as we get older, we get beat down. And so I see a lot of the beat down. Like, it's already happened, and so now it's up to me to kind of coach and build and enhance and show. And so that's what I've noticed. A lot of people are beat down. They're beat down in life in general, and they don't think that it's important to take care of themselves like they take care of others anymore. You started off that way, but by now you don't think it's important anymore.
That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Because I wasn't beat down when I came.
No, you were beat down. She beat down now, y'all. But a lot of people are. And I think it's
what I was getting ready to say was, even the people that go to her that aren't beat down, what you get from her is still a boost. Does that make sense? Yeah. Because the entire atmosphere in her spirit, you can see it, I'm sure, right here. But I thought that I had good conversations with my clients. I can just imagine the conversations that you have, while you're doing their makeup and they're transitioning. So she's been able to do this. It's a family business.
Yes.
But she's also been able to do this as a makeup artist, which is highly unheard of. Yes. You hear of beauticians and stylists being able to do it, but as a makeup artist, you've been able to reach this level.
Right. As a makeup artist, see, the thing is that there's a difference between a makeup artist and someone who applies makeup. It's two totally different things.
I apply makeup.
So when you apply the makeup to your face, you have your products and you just put it on there how the directions say. Right. But when you're an artist, the creams, the pigments, it doesn't matter what it is. You look at a person's face. Like, when I first saw her, I automatically knew how I wanted her to look. And so over time we worked together and we developed something that was good enough for her, something that will reflect from the outside in the perception. We want everyone to look at her and then have that reflect inside.
Right. So, and that was part of what I was about to ask you, what we present on the outside, and how do you get people to understand that needs to be what's on the inside. It's not your job to if you will, put on a mask. It's your job to enhance what is already there.
So the thing that I work with is, everybody who's looking at me right now has some type of interpretation of who I am based on the triggers that you're getting from what I'm wearing. You're being triggered to think I'm creative based on, this, or I'm triggered. So we get triggers based on outward appearance. And like I said, a lot of people come to me already kind of pressed down. So what my job is to figure out the proper triggers that I can excite to the person that's looking at you. So if you have the most beautiful white teeth that I have ever seen, how about we try like a burgundy or red lipstick to pop that out? So the next person who sees you, oh my God, your teeth look beautiful. How did you get your teeth that white? So that's something different for you to deposit into your spirit for when you go to bed and you process that. When you get up the next morning, you feel a little bit better about yourself. So it's not necessarily about painting your face and changing your body and changing everything. You were already that, okay? You're already that. You were that when you were 2, and you're that same beautiful creature now. However, because of the world that we live in, and we work off of lighting and triggers and symbols, sometimes it's better to present yourself in a way that will make sure that you receive what you need in order to feel good about yourself.
That's good.
So that's what that's about.
Yeah. In the self-care quadrant, of course, our image is one of the components of self-care. The other components are cognitive, what we tell ourselves, right? Emotional, how we feel about ourselves. And then actually the self-care, taking care of yourself.
Right.
And your image. And so for you, in terms of what you do professionally, how do you feel like that aligns with accountability, holding people accountable?
I feel like once you realize like everyone who was on stage today was extremely spiritual, and everyone realizes that God had something to do with where you are, who you look, how you look, who you are, and everything. So me knowing that as a makeup artist, I feel like it's my responsibility to hold my clients accountable for that, for me to talk them through it, for me to make sure that they understand. Do you understand who you are? And it's not just about, again, it's not just about the makeup. It's about enhancing so that when you look in the mirror and other people reflect on you, you can get it. But I feel like it's my job to hold my clients accountable for their self-care, and I think it's a major deal. I'm trying to think of the proper words to use for this because it's so important to me. Makeup is sometimes looked at as just something everybody can just put on. But when you use it actually, like I guess this would be my ministry, because when I do bring people into my space, I do talk to them. I ask them about their life. What do they do? What are their insecurities? What do they hate about makeup? What do they like about makeup? What do they want to achieve? And then we start our journey that way. So I hope to enhance people from the outside in, and I'm hoping that when they walk away, that they feel a little bit of what I was trying to impart upon them. And I'm hoping when they walk away that they feel like, even if they don't come to me to do something, that they know that they're important enough and they're worthy enough to do that for themselves on a daily basis, because a lot of women don't believe that they are worthy of that. And that goes deep, and it starts way back, and we can trace it all the way back from where that starts. But we feel like we're not worthy. So, but you are, you truly are. God is in you. And would you say God was not worthy of self-care? It doesn't make any sense. But God is in you. You couldn't separate God from you like you could separate your skin from your body.
Yeah,
you can't do it. He's in you and he's part of you. So with that being said, take care of yourself like you know that.
Because that's like what Dr. Walker was saying. Stop disrespecting yourself.
Right, exactly.
Right? Yeah,
exactly.
Stop disrespecting
exactly.
yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think about people when they come to you and they're looking for a change? How comfortable are you with urging them to be what?
Well, actually, when I first started doing makeup, the reason why I wanted to do this, and I'm disclosing this to you and y'all's audience, is because I wanted to learn contouring so bad, because I thought my nose was too big because of what I was told by outside people.
Right.
So when people come to me and they're like, I want to change, let me help you, because the first thing I learned how to do was contour. So if that's something that you're looking to do, and people don't understand about highlighting and contour and how that works, is capturing the way that the light hits your face to present a certain picture. That's it. So if that's something that I could do to help somebody, I definitely would, because I feel like it's going to, like it did me, work from the outside in, because everything else was working from the inside out, and I wasn't liking the way that was making me feel.
I think one thing that I can appreciate about you is that you don't hoard your information, which is obviously how I am. I believe in sharing information. The way that August Accountability came about was a transition when the oldest kid was going off, and I just had to figure out what's next. And I just began sharing it on my public Facebook, not public, but professional Facebook page. So with you, you don't hoard your information. And although you charge for it, you offer classes. But in giving the classes, you don't stand before people telling them, I'm going to make you perfect, right? What do you tell them? Because Taylor and I have gone to your class.
Right. When you come to a class, I like for you to feel like you can walk away with something that is going to be, like the doctor said, the nuggets that you can walk away with that are going to be life-changing to you. You may not feel like you need to know how to do one step of it, but there's something in the class that's going to impact you. And I'm going to give you everything. I don't hold back. Even if I was doing your makeup, I'm not going to not tell you what I'm using, or not tell you how to do it, or not let you see yourself in the mirror while I'm doing it. I want you to know, because I'm not working from this as a standpoint of someone who just went to school, maybe went to go work at Mac, and is just doing this. I'm doing this because it affected me. So I'm trying to give you the same thing. And if I feel like I've done a great service to God, because God has always, like I said, I jumped out of corporate America and I started my journey. I don't know where I'll be right now if God decided to take his hands off me. So I won't take my hands off you in that way. I need him to stay with me, stay with me. So I have to conduct my business in a certain way, and I have to be open to giving the way that I want him to continue to give to me. And he has not failed me yet, so I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Keep on doing what I'm doing.
Okay.
Thank you.
As an entrepreneur, running a business, she has a family. She's got a host of kids. I always say that when you got more than two, it's a host.
Yes, a host of children. Yes.
A host of kids. Well, how do you take care of yourself?
Okay.
Because we see the Facebook post. I mean, when her profile picture pops, like I think, I'm like, but when she does her profile pic, you're like, man.
So, ladies, I don't know how many of you guys actually meditate or can even think about meditating. Okay, so that is my secret. Okay, so the thing is that we always try to think of everything that is about to hit us in a day. Is it going to be bad? Is it going to be good? What happened yesterday? Did it done? We're just going. And it hasn't even happened yet. Nothing even happened yet, but it's just going. So what you have to do is you have to focus on, in that moment, when you're sitting still, when you first wake up, how is the air cold around me? How do my feet feel right now? How do my eyes feel right now? How does it right now? Right now. And that's the only thing you're thinking about. And try to get up to 15 minutes where you're just sitting there with your mind completely clear and just worried about you. And it's hard.
Without falling back asleep.
Without falling asleep. And it can be difficult. But when you think about the fact that you're going to get to whatever the outcome is that you're making come true in your mind. You're going to get there, but you're going to miss the moment that you were able to sit in the bed without a worry and a care around you in this cool AC on the soft cushion bed to yourself. You don't get that until the next morning. You take that moment and you sit there and you enjoy that moment. It does not have to be 45 minutes, an hour, but it could get there if you needed to get there. But take those moments first thing in the morning, and then once you're done with your day, find a quiet place to kind of start going through your experiences. So I had a client come into the salon, and she was very, very rude to me. When she first saw me, she refused to let me do her makeup because I'm bright complected. She was dark complected, and she felt like I could not do her makeup because we were different skin tone. I was like, well, you came to a makeup artist, so I can do anyone's look, but she was incredibly rude to me. So all day, that little seed of rudeness was in my head, and it was just growing and growing. I was getting angry and angry. She was gone, and I was still getting angry and angrier. And that night, when I went and I said to myself, I said, okay, we need to fix this seed before you go to bed and make this a permanent part of your next day. When you wake up, let it carry on with you. So you have to find time to focus in on what actually made you mad about that. So what actually made me mad was the fact that she felt like I couldn't because of my skin tone. Well, could you, Amiya? Well, yeah, of course I could. So why are you angry? Because she has that perception of you from looking on the outside. Why are you angry? I shouldn't be angry, Amiya. You're absolutely correct. Okay, let's go to bed now. You know, so
the 2-year-old.
Yeah, and then you go to bed. So in the morning, take your time. At night, take your time, and then go to bed. But don't go to bed with anything on your soul or spirit that you don't want to be kept as a memory for you to live your life. But we don't remember what we remember, but your soul remembers what you remember.
Yes.
Let that go.
Yes.
Let it go.
Yes.
Let it go.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I think people underestimate. We only focus on our brain for our memory center.
Yes.
But every cell in our body has
Every
a memory.
cell.
That's why you can walk
Every
up on
cell.
somebody that you can't visually remember seeing them, but something about them tells you that I know them.
Yes.
Because every cell in our body.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Every cell in your body has a memory and a consciousness, and every part of your body is working for you in a way to make you better, but our brains can't process all of that, so we have to forget because we have to focus on getting new experiences every day to better our soul. So we can't hold on to it. We need room for new experiences. So, but don't take those and categorize them because those affect you way down the line.
Yeah. I tell people that. I said, I'm not going to remember that. I have way too much information
Yes,
right now.
right.
At 46, I'm just not.
Right.
So if you want me to do this, I need you to call me next week at such and such time.
Right.
It's just
Right.
the reality of
Right.
it, right?
Right. And that's just the way it is. And as long as we can realize that we're not just, I guess, just creatures just on earth just trying to get by, and we're just here until we die. Everything about you, your inner workings, your soul, your body, everything is tied all in together. And what you're feeling on the inside will affect how healthy you are on the outside. And how you are on the outside affects how healthy you are on the inside. And if you try to separate the two, you're going to get sick. So you should just go ahead and just add them both together and take care of your body and take care of your soul by making sure that you remember that it counts. We have a hard time kind of putting it together because we got to take care of our body and we have to take care of our soul, but it's the same. And realize that there's a balance, and once you get that balance in there, you'll realize
that's where the peace
comes from. That's where the peace comes from.
So are you okay with being that accountability factor for the people that you work with?
Oh yeah,
regularly.
I love my clients.
She loves me.
I do. I do. I love my clients, especially the ones that I've been able to work with, and we have a relationship, and we're building something together. And it's kind of like any client that you guys have on a regular basis. It's not that you know what they have going on at home, but you know when you get together, there's a certain vibe that you exchange, and that vibe is like, that's why I want to see you, because I need to exchange this vibe with you right now, that energy. And we all give it off like vibration. So my vibration's coming towards you, it's bouncing off you, coming back to me. And sometimes I can't vibe with people, so it don't bounce back, and I'm like, I'm not taking that. That won't be it. It wasn't a love connection. But there's a lot of people out there that it will, as long as you put that good energy is like a boomerang. I'm gonna throw it at you, it'll hit you, but it's gonna come back to me for me to hold. So I need that to be good, because I don't want to be carrying around a sack of negativity with me, because I've been throwing it at everybody all day. I need positivity.
And okay, so we're gonna get to the end, but I just got this one good question I want to ask. I don't know if it's good. We'll see.
Okay.
But in terms of self-care, and I talked about thinking. We have to thinking, right?
Yes.
So what are you thinking right now? What's next for you? Because this is a lot in 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
What's next?
I am opening a school, you guys. So here's my thing. When I was growing up, I went to the salon maybe like a few times, but I couldn't stand it. Why couldn't I stand it? Because I set my appointment at 8 a.m. and I didn't get in the chair at 3 p.m., okay? And then when they finally did see me, they act like they were doing me a favor. And then
take their lunch.
And then take their lunch on me. And then I was only making minimum wage, okay? So that means that I saved half my paycheck to come pay it to you. And then you make me wait for all this time, all day, on my Saturday, my only day off. So I didn't like hairstylists. So I opened up my salon and I said, it's not gonna be like that. And when there's an appointment time, we're gonna have an appointment time, and we're gonna be on top of it and everything. So
it's true.
It's true.
It is true.
So when we started thinking, I was interviewing, I have an empty chair in my salon, one empty chair. And I said, okay, I'm gonna start hiring hairstylists. So I started getting them to come in. And they all acted, no, you will not treat people that way in this environment, so I can't do it. So I said, you know what, I need to start training people, because this is not gonna work. So guess what, I'm gonna open a school, and what we're going to be teaching the students is not only the hair part, but the customer service part, okay? And the good thing about them knowing how to properly service and take care of you, it not only benefits their life, but under the proper tutelage, they can enhance your life the same way that I want to, So getting a group of people together and pushing them out to the world like that, I feel like this is my mission in life. So yes, I'm opening a school. It'll be for hair, makeup, photography, waxing, threading, henna. I'm gonna teach everything. So the prices will be half price to what they are at my salon, because they will be students. And so everybody could get the Studio 21 experience, but at a lower price point, because I have students that are eager to help and to serve. But you won't get what you get when you would go to a traditional salon.
Is that not wonderful?
Next. That's
Is that
next.
not wonderful? I'm so excited.
Me
Because
too.
the students will need accountability lessons.
Yes,
No.
the students will need accountability lessons, and I'll
This,
definitely plan on it.
congratulations.
Thank
That is
you.
really
Thank
nice.
you so much.
They
Thank
are,
you.
I mean, they're an awesome team, her family. And how often do you see family be able to work like that
Right.
and that level of growth so quickly? It's because they're all creative and they're okay with leadership. They're okay with companionship, right? And it feels like that when you walk in. Yeah, it's a good organization.
And I feel like, and just another backstory, because people, when they see, they don't know what my salon looks like. So when they walk in, they're like, girl, you need to be way more cocky. Girl, you need to be arrogant. Girl, why you didn't tell nobody? You know, it's just like, okay, is a certain thing when you know who your source is and where everything is coming from.
Right,
okay?
right.
It's a certain thing when you know, okay? So because I know that God is sending these blessings through me and to share, how could I not be humble?
Right.
How am I gonna be cocky? Like that makes zero sense to me. So yes, I am extremely humble. I'm very modest. You won't know until you get there. And when you get there, I
You
hope
wouldn't
you
even
enjoy-
know that if you don't know her, you wouldn't know that she's the owner. Does that make sense?
Right.
Yeah, because she is working just as hard as anybody else.
Because I know that I want it to be so as if the God that I serve and the one that has watched over me, he knows that he has given me something and he knows I'm a good steward over it. So he's going to give me more. And that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. The hoarding, the holding, the I don't want to share, I want to be nasty. What you think you're going to get back out of life from that? You know, y'all gonna get me started over here. but that has been my struggle. Everyone believing that I should be a different type of person because of my blessing.
Come on, that's good.
It doesn't make sense to me, and I'll always be the same. I'll always be the same.
Thank you. I do have more questions, but I'm going to stop. But this has been wonderful.
Yes.
Because it really helps for us to understand self-care overall and then how she's managing with everything else that she has on her and still keeping the same perspective as she had when she started it.
Right.
Because trust me, she's only given us a piece of what she does out of the studio, her and her brother and her mother and the team that they have. She's only given us a piece. They are very well known. Tell him who did his video at the salon, and I about lost my mind.
Oh, who are you talking about?
Hello.
We've been doing so much. Like,
Kenny Lattimore.
oh, Kenny Lattimore.
I was like, I just
girl.
left.
Okay,
You couldn't
so-
told me he was coming.
So I'm saying, Kenny Lattimore, Emmett Smith, David Hasselhoff. We've had so many people. Of course, K104 is such a great support. With Dee Dee McGuire, Lady J, they are so great to us, but that wraps into something, and I don't want to get short on time, but relationships.
Right.
Okay? Build those relationships.
Right.
That's the thing that matters. I thought I saw somebody that I knew in the audience, but build those relationships. Those are what helps you move forward when you don't have. When you
Right.
don't have. And it's just, oh my gosh, it's just whoever you can connect with that you know is like-minded and moving. You don't have to talk to them every day, but keep your hand on those people because the relationships are everything, and they've helped me grow. We've support the homeless. We made over 34 homeless women, out of the shelter, and did their photo shoot. We took a homeless man off the street, and we did a makeover on
And
him.
he looked so
He
handsome.
looked really good afterwards. It went viral.
Man.
Steve Harvey shared it on his page. It got over 20 million views. And so I'm looking at this and I'm saying, okay, God, so I could get 20 million views on a video and have Steve Harvey share it by using my hands and giving back. I didn't spend a dime. That's how God wants you to be.
Right.
That's how He
Right.
blesses you. So
Right.
take out the
All of
take
the
that
other
part.
stuff.
Take
Yeah.
out all the other stuff and just focus on what God would have you to do and how He would have you to serve. And at the same time, remember, He loves you and He wants you to be able to continue. So take care of yourself.
Right.
And the symbols and triggers that everybody's trying to get so they can pour into you, make sure they get it so that you can. Girl, thank you. Just do that. He loves it. When you're happy in your love and in his light, he loves it. He blesses you right back.
Thank you, Amiya. Thank you. Yes, wonderful. I appreciate it.